I did it right.
Yep.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Manufacturer Business Association's member briefing, together with Logistics Plus on clearing the way through customs. My name is Patty Welther, and I'm on staff at the Manufacturer Business Association. Before we get started, I did want to remind everyone we are recording today's webinar. And also, if you have any questions, please feel free to either note them in the chat box or you can raise your hand. Both icons are located at the very top of your screen. So if you do ship internationally, you do need the assistance of a customs broker. Today's webinar, Logistics Plus, will inform you of the best practices to do so. So without further ado, I'm turning over the program to Logistics Plus.
$8.99.
Good morning.
Right.
To everybody who's joined us, getting ready to hit it.
You're gonna probably load this afternoon.
We're gonna touch on the subject of importing goods, and in particular, we're gonna talk a little bit about partner government agencies when they come calling, just to kind of give you some insight into that. We've got a couple experts here with me. My name is Scott Frederick. I'm the VP of Marketing and LTL Services at Logistics Plus. I've got Gretchen Blau, who's our customs brokerage manager, and she's also a licensed customs broker with us. And then Adrienne Sanders, who is part of our compliance team. She's a specialist. So a couple of folks with me that are going to cover this particular subject that really have a lot of knowledge of importing and customs. Just real quick as a background introduction reminder of Logistics Plus, we are based in Erie, Pennsylvania. We've been headquartered in the Union Station you see here. That's downtown. We've been there since 2004. We just celebrated our 25th anniversary last August. And we are fast becoming a very recognizable global logistics company. So we're now up, actually the slide's out of date even. We're actually close to 1,000 employees worldwide. Global sales are approaching 500 million. Again, we pride ourselves on still having that flat, responsive organizational structure, but as you can see with the wheel on this slide, really offer pretty much anything and everything when it comes to supply chain management. And again, we're very proud of some of the accolades we've gotten for our workplace, being a top workplace, as well as providing some quality services. So again, we're very proud to be partnered with the Manufacturing Business Association to provide not only logistics services, but also education where appropriate, like we're doing today. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to, I think, Adrienne to begin with, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you, Scott. What a great introduction. So the name of this presentation is When Partner Government Agencies Come Calling, and probably the first question that comes to mind is what exactly is a partner government agency? So these are government agencies that work alongside Customs and Border Patrol, or Customs and Border Protection. They aren't a part of CBP, but they do advise on when items can or cannot be entered into the U.S. economy as an import. So products that are regulated by these PGAs often require permits or other documentation, and a lot of these PGAs have their own import guides. As an importer of goods, it is the importer's responsibility to understand what the requirements are for particular goods that are being brought into the country. And that's where our team comes in, Logistics Plus Customs Brokerage Solutions, because we can help you to navigate all of those requirements from the various PGAs. So on your screen here, you can see a few examples of partner government agencies. This is by no means an exhaustive list. It's just meant to give you an idea of the different agencies that we can help you to work with your imports. So to start with, we have the EPA. They regulate items that could possibly be toxic. So we're looking at pesticides, chemicals, also things like engines that can affect air quality within the country. So they want to make sure that everything we're bringing into the United States meets those standards so that we're not bringing anything toxic in. So there's something that the EPA enforces called the Toxic Substances Control Act. We lovingly call it the TSCA. And as the name suggests, it's in place to make sure the importers are not bringing toxic substances into the United States. Surprisingly enough, one of the items that we see commonly flagging for the Toxic Substances Control Act is furniture. Reason being is that a lot of furniture has medium density fiberboard or particle board, and there's concerns that some particle board could possibly have glue in it that doesn't meet the Toxic Substances Control Act standards. So we're always required to report on that, have our importers verify with manufacturers that the MDF that they're importing is not toxic. There are other items as well, like art supplies, things that you wouldn't really think of, markers, paints, that sort of thing. We're required to just verify that nothing toxic is being brought into the country. The next agency that I'd like to give an overview of is the Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service, otherwise known as APHIS. They are concerned with ensuring that agricultural items entering the United States are free from pests and diseases that could affect our agricultural economy, making sure that we're not bringing something in that could devastate crops or make animals, livestock sick, that sort of thing. So farm and gardening equipment regularly flags for APHIS to just make sure that we're getting everything that's nice and clean. As long as the goods are brand new and haven't been used out in the field or out with animals, anything like that, we can do what's called disclaim the APHIS flag. And that's just saying, nope, there's no way that there's anything on this that's going to cause any problems for the United States agriculture and livestock, and we can move on and bring the shipment in. When it comes to wood products, you can also have APHIS involved with that, because APHIS wants to be sure that any wood products being imported into the United States they want to make sure that plant products aren't harvested from areas where it's illegal. So they're just making sure that wood products, plant products are brought in. And all we have to do for that is that we have a form that's filled out, and it says we put the scientific name, how much of this plant we're bringing in, where it was harvested, and that's really all that we need to make sure that we're not bringing anything in from protected areas where harvesting is not allowed. The next one, the Consumer Product Safety Commission, just as it sounds, they want to make sure that any consumer products being brought into the United States are safe for the general population to use. So commonly we see items that are meant for children and babies, things like cribs, swaddles, even toys for children. We see those flagged for the Consumer Product Safety Commission. And really all they're doing is just making sure that the safety standards for these items are up to par for what we want for the American consumer. And then finally, we have the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Again, they're just making sure that any sort of vehicles that are brought into the United States are roadworthy and safe to be on our roads and meet all of the standards for having brake lights, having the turn signals that are operating, all of that good stuff. So this is items like cars, motorcycles, even food trucks. We've had, big to-dos with food trucks, making sure that they're roadworthy, which is something that's a little bit surprising. So this is all important stuff to know. And like I said, this is by no means a comprehensive list, just meant to give you an idea of the sort of products that can fall under the umbrella of a partner government agency. So that said, the CBP defers to the partner government agency. So if the PGA refuses to authorize the importation of a shipment, then Customs and Border Patrol will not allow that shipment to come in. So even if Customs and Border Patrol has cleared the shipment, we still have to make sure that that partner government agency also says that it is okay to bring the shipment in. So as I mentioned, it is the importer's responsibility. So if your organization starts to import goods that fall under the umbrella of a partner government agency, it would be your responsibility to understand what's required for that agency. And this is where our team really comes in. So we have a lot of experience in dealing with various PGAs. As you can tell, we deal with the EPA a lot. We deal with the FDA quite a bit as well. So we have a lot of that background knowledge. So even if something new comes up that we haven't done before, we know how to navigate that and help you get what you need so that everything can be cleared well. We have access to all of the up-to-date forms. Again, if we're not familiar, we know where to go to get the information that we need. For example, our team can help guide you through the process of registering as an FDA importer. And what I mean by that is if you're importing something, most commonly with COVID, we had a lot of folks importing things like masks and gloves and that sort of stuff. And you can't just bring that in. You have to be registered with the FDA as an importer. And Gretchen has become very proficient at taking care of that. So she can guide you through that really quickly if it's something that you wanted to do. And again, we can help with filling out the PGA forms. We do need the information from you, but we can tell you what we need, where to get it, most commonly from your manufacturer overseas, to let you know what to put on the form to make sure that we are communicating well with these partner government agencies. So as you can see from my little cartoon, it doesn't have to feel like you're traveling through the desert and all these tunnels and a crazy adventure to get your items imported. It's really, we can help you sort through all of this and get everything cleared quickly and get your stuff moving along for you. So that is an overview of how Logistics Plus can help with your partner government agency imports. I do want to ask Gretchen if she has anything she would like to add.
Well, one thing it's important to remember is you don't want to wait until your shipment gets here to ask these questions. We're a resource. You can always come to us like far in advance of your shipment to see what exactly you need. FDA is particularly confusing. As an example, cosmetics fall under FDA, but you don't need to be registered. But any kind of food takes a different type of registration rather than the medical devices, meaning that, as an example, with the food, your supplier overseas would need to be registered. You need to have a DUNS number to import. With the medical devices, you actually need to have an FDA registration here in the United States as an importer. And the devices, each of the devices need to have a device listing number, and the manufacturer and the exporter need to be registered with FDA. So it gets really complex, but we can help you sort it out. And the best time to sort all this out is before you even schedule your shipment or even make your sale, to see, how complicated is it going to be? Am I going to be doing this long term? What steps do I need to prepare? So we're always a resource. You can always contact us, and we can, like Adrian said, we can help you sort through all the confusion. It doesn't have to be, a big Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom type of quest to get the information you need.
Absolutely. And that's a great point. And to that end too, as far as your business goes, if we have everything in place, then there's less of a chance of things getting stuck at the port, because as we all know, when items get stuck at the port, they charge you for keeping your stuff there. So it's important to make sure that this is all in place before it's a 5-alarm emergency. So with that, I'm going to let Scott close us out with how to reach us and a little more about Logistics Plus.
Absolutely. Thanks, Adrian. Thanks, Gretchen. I think, a lot of people recognize Logistics Plus as, a transportation provider. So we help people, move things on trucks, on planes, on boats. But it really is a sort of hidden gem in terms of some of the knowledge and capabilities we have on the customs side, on the compliance side, working with these government agencies, working through free trade agreements, duties and customs. We've got some really capable people that are highly educated in this area. So again, I encourage, any MBA members, if they have any questions, definitely reach out to us. We're meant to be a resource to you all through the MBA. Again, this last slide here, if Adrian can pull it up. Again, typical questions, if you think you're paying more for your transportation and logistics than you think you should, give us a call. If you're having, trouble finding capacity in this very tight capacity market right now, give us a call. We have a lot of different resources and avenues to find that capacity for you. If your expenses seem to be a large portion of your business, again, we might be a good fit. If you feel like you've got limited resources trying to manage these different transportation partners, we can do that for you as well. And again, as sort of discussed here today, if you need some expertise when it comes to importing and exporting, we're definitely here to help. So again, if you want to visit the mbausa.org website, just go to mbausa.org/logistics. If you want to drop us an email, you can email us at mbausa@logisticsplus.com. Again, we're here to help, whether it's education, whether it's providing services. Again, our commitment to MBA members is providing you the lowest possible cost that we can, as well as providing VIP services. So glad to help if we can. Thank you, Patty. And I guess if there's any questions from anybody who is on the line today, let us know. Otherwise, again, hopefully you're viewing this as a recording, and again, feel free to reach out if you do have questions.
Well, thank you everyone at the Logistics Plus team for the informative presentation. We do offer these on a regular basis with different subject matters. So as Scott said, if you want to reach out to them, please go to our website and the email address is there. And we look forward to working with Logistics Plus to serve the MBA members.
Great. Thank you, Patty.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody. Nice job, Adrian. Appreciate it.
Mm.
Gretchen.